Welcome to the Educational Matrix channel. In today's video, we are going to talk about what it would take for the Vietnam Dong, or the IQD, to revalue its currency in a short period of time. Please realize that this statement includes the word could increase its currency values. We will talk about why this may not happen. But first, here's what you may want to know. The U.S. government wields significant economic and financial influence globally, and its ability to support other countries' economies stems from its position as the world's largest economy and the issuer of the dominant global reserve currency, the U.S. dollar. If you want to know the exact steps the United States could take to change Iraq's economy, read the article, How the U.S. Could Help Iraq Revalue Its Currency Within 24 Months, if not sooner, on the channel's blog. The link is in the description.
Here's what could change the VND value. Then we will discuss how the VND became one of the lowest valued currencies in the world, yet one of the highest ranked exotic currency investments. 1. Economic growth. If Vietnam continues its rapid growth and transitions to a more advanced economy, the dong could gradually strengthen over time. 2. Geopolitical shifts. Improved relations with the U.S. and stronger trade agreements could encourage policies that raise the currency's value. 3. Global market trends. A shift in demand for Vietnamese exports or changes in the global financial system could influence the dong's value. The Vietnam dong's low value is not necessarily a disadvantage for Vietnam, it has been a key factor in its economic strategy. While significant appreciation of the dong is unlikely in the short term, Vietnam's growing economy and strategic role in global trade suggest that its currency could slowly gain value over time. However, for now, the government seems to prioritize economic stability and export competitiveness over increasing the dong's value. Vietnam is one of the few remaining communist countries in the world, governed by the Communist Party of Vietnam since the country was reunified in 1976. Its political structure has significantly shaped its economic policies and international relationships, including its currency, the Vietnam Dong, VND. Here's why the U.S. limits support for the VND. The United States has complex political and economic relations with Vietnam. As a communist nation, Vietnam's government prioritizes state control over key sectors of the economy, which can be at odds with the free market policies the U.S. supports. While the U.S. and Vietnam have normalized relations and are now important trade partners, the U.S. has limited its efforts to help increase the value of the Vietnam Dong. From the U.S. perspective, political concerns. Vietnam's alignment with other communist countries such as China and its human rights record can influence U.S. foreign policy and economic decisions. Currency manipulation allegations. The U.S. has, at times, labeled Vietnam as a currency manipulator, accusing it of deliberately keeping the dong undervalued to make its exports cheaper and more competitive in global markets. Vietnam has managed to achieve significant economic growth despite its currency being undervalued. This success is due to several factors. Export powerhouse. Vietnam has become a global manufacturing hub, particularly for electronics, textiles, and agricultural products. A lower currency value makes these exports cheaper and more attractive to international buyers. Foreign investment. Vietnam has attracted significant foreign direct investment, FDI, especially from companies seeking alternatives to China. Big names like Samsung, Nike, and Apple have set up operations in Vietnam. Economic reforms. Vietnam's Doi Moi renovation reforms in the 1980s transformed its economy into one of the fastest growing in Asia, focusing on trade liberalization and integration into the global market. In the near future, it's unlikely that the Vietnam Dong will experience a significant increase in value against the US dollar. Here's why. 1. Controlled currency policy. The Vietnamese government closely manages the value of the dong to maintain export competitiveness. A stronger dong could harm Vietnam's economy by making its goods more expensive globally. 2. Inflation and economic balance. Vietnam's central bank is cautious about rapid changes to avoid destabilizing its economy. 3. Global dynamics. Vietnam's reliance on exports means its currency value is tied to global trade dynamics, including demand from the US and Europe. Now let's talk about the VND history for a moment. You will understand what happened and how the VND ended up as one of the world's lowest valued currencies. The Vietnam Dong, VND, is the official currency of Vietnam and has an interesting history that reflects the country's journey through colonization, war, and economic development. Before the Dong, Vietnam used traditional currency like coins made of precious metals. During the French colonization of Vietnam in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the French Indochina piastre became the official currency of Vietnam, Laos, and Cambodia. The Vietnam Dong was introduced in 1946 by the Viet Minh, the nationalist group fighting for Vietnam's independence from France after the August Revolution. Initially, the Dong replaced the French Indochina piastre at par value. At this time, there were two currencies circulating: the North Vietnam Dong, issued by the Communist government, and the South Vietnam Dong, issued by the anti-communist government in the South. After the Vietnam War ended in 1975 and the country was unified in 1976, Vietnam introduced a single currency in 1978. The unified Vietnam Dong replaced both the North and South Vietnam Dongs. However, the exchange rate devalued significantly as the country faced post-war economic challenges. In the late 1980s, Vietnam shifted from a centrally planned economy to a more market-oriented system under the Doi Moi renovation policy. This transition stabilized the currency somewhat, but inflation was a recurring issue. Over time, the Dong's value decreased, making it one of the lowest valued currencies in the world today. Despite this, Vietnam's economy has grown rapidly in recent decades, and the Dong remains a crucial symbol of the country's resilience and independence. The word Dong means copper in Vietnamese, a nod to the traditional copper coins used in ancient times. The Vietnam Dong may not have a high value internationally, but it carries a rich history that reflects Vietnam's journey through colonization, war, and economic reform. You can trade the VND on the Forex market, or you can do what many investors on this channel have done, and that is purchase the currency that is used in the country today. Have the currency sent to your home and wait for the value to increase.